the taxi. So there are a lot of options to choose. So which one is more effective? And now, since you already make the decision to take the bus route, so there's another decision you have to make. There are a lot of applications that about the bus information. So which one is preferred to you? Is more suitable for you? Because there are a lot of applications only run single service. So it's very hard to make a decision which one is more useful or more easy to check your information. Because most of the applications are running the single service except for Google. So why there are a lot of single service? Why there's no any integration service? Because those integration service are so hard to reach, and there's a high entry barrier to get the integration data. So now our central government plays the role to integrate all the data about the public transportation. And what we are running now, there are 3 steps for us. The first of all, we will collect all the public transport data from different authorities, such that if we have 34 authorities, then we may have the 34 different formats. So that's why it's very hard to IT developer to get the integration data. So the first of all, we will collect all the different formats data. Then the second is, this is the first one. We will collect the different formats. And the second two, we will collect and convert all the data into our standard schema. Then the last but not the least, we will open the API, which is also the machine readable. So it's very easy for IT developer, researcher, or even government themselves to use the data so easy. They can request our API, then directly save to their database without any labor working. And what we are content? Now we have all the public transport data, including the bus data, the rail data, the air data, and now, the bus, the rail, the air is the last year we are doing now. But this year we are focused on the ferry data and the traffic data. In the future, we will focus on more majorities, such as the weather, the air quality, the PM 2.5. And our data include all the static data and dynamic data, including the route, the schedule, the station, the route shape, or even the domestic data. The most important of all is we are trying to reduce the latency of the dynamic data, because all the authorities, their system can push the data to us directly without any latency. So that is why our latency is around 20 seconds to the 30 seconds. It's very small for IT developer to use our data. And we already opened the 283 API, which also contains the dynamic data, especially the estimate time, actual time, and also the face data about the air data. And because our API is very useful and very easy, so our daily average requests are around 3.5 to 4 million per day. And most of our requests are from the Taiwan and the Silicon Valley, which means even the Google is also using our data. Oh wait, let me tell you something. Because Google Maps are using our data, there are actually only 2 cities provide the Google Map bus dynamic data. The one is London and the other one is the Taiwan, which that is why because we have the dynamic data for all over the world, and we also provide the free. So it's we reduce the high barrier entry. And because there are 3.5 million per day, the request. So what kind of data we provide, or who we provide the data? There are some application cases such as voice service, station boarding, the trip planner, or even the strategy aid. And I'll show you some applications that's very famous or very useful in Taiwan or even all over the world. The most famous application is Google Maps. They combine our bus dynamic data and route data, schedule data, and even the estimate time data to combine their GIS service. So that is why they can easily to reach our dynamic data so easily because of our low barrier entry to request our data, to request from the PTX. And the other international and famous application is Trevi. They only use our GPS data to combine their calculations to calculate the estimate time, and which even don't use our estimate time, which we also call the N1 data. And their service focus on the widgets and the trip planner. And this is also the international service. Another local service is station boarding. Because all over the tourists come to Taiwan and maybe take a visit to Modern Park. So they don't have the car to reach there. So they can take the bus route. And so that is why they can get the bus information directly from the station boarding. And yeah, so it's very useful to the IT developer or even to the passengers. And the IT developers don't need to worry about how to collect the data or where they can apply the data. They can just focus on the UX design and without any problems about the integration data. And another service is voice service. Imagine if you want to ask your question directly about how to get to the place you want to go. You can just ask your mobile directly and they can answer your public transport information directly to you. So you don't need, it's not just a dream. Because our data is ready and IT developers can directly take our data to design their service. And so that is why the PTX mission is to provide all the benefits to everyone, including the people, the developer, especially the IT developer, and the industrial, social network, and even government themselves. The governments can take PTX data directly to have the big data analysis, the data, or even contribute the data warehouse about the public transportation or even only the transportation. And they also can take our data to have their policy decision making. So what is our future vision? Our vision is to develop the public transport city, but now, because in the past, our ambition just develop the public transport data, but now, in the future, our ambition is to create the intelligent city, or even combine everything, not only on the transportation. And we can provide the data from the best. We can provide our data and combine the facilities to provide the mobile service to users, which means everyone can use our data. And I'll show you some demo about our about using our data. We use our data to make this service. So this service contains the both dynamic data and the air quality, the PM 2.5, the weather, the CCTV, or even the traffic data. So the government or even the manager can directly get the information about the whole city. Let me take the example. For last year, in Taiwan, the Taiwan it was snowing, and which usually didn't happen before in Taiwan. So the government can check all the CCTV or even the regional where they want to know to check the CCTV information directly from this service. And such as there's the red button is the air quality, so you can get the PM 2.5, and the purple spot is about the dynamic. Oh no, the green spot and the red spot is about the both dynamic data. When the spot turns the green, which means they runs very efficient, smoothly, and the red one is their speed is getting slow. And this is the CCTV from all authorities. So when we provide the comprehensive data about the public transport data, the taxi data, the traffic data, and we may contribute the intelligent city. So that is why our mission is here. And thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, we all have limited time. We should probably try to leave the question later on. So now last but not least, here's Dr. Xin-Hui Wu from